What's up, guys? Welcome to Touchdown Talk, where everything and anything football goes. I'm your host, Jason, and as you can see by the title of the video, we have our AFC East season predictions. Just like the NFC that I posted, we're going to be going through every AFC team, going week by week, and giving you my predictions for every game. Let's start with the Buffalo Bills. Week 1, heading to New York to face the New York Jets. Now, this game is on 9/11, Monday night in New York. Rodgers' debut at the Meadowlands, and I think the Jets get the best of the Bills, and the Bills lose to the Jets. Now, following that, they go on a huge winning streak. I think they beat the Raiders. Then they beat the Commanders. They beat the Dolphins in a tough battle. They beat the Jaguars. They beat the Giants. They beat the Patriots. They beat the Bucks. They beat the Bengals in a rematch of last season's playoff game, followed up by a win against the Broncos, a win against the Jets after losing to them week 1. And here's the tough game against the Eagles in Philadelphia. I think they beat the Eagles as well, going on an 11-win streak, 11-1 into the bye week. They come out of the bye week, lose in Kansas City in a tough game. I think it's going to be an extremely close game. I can see them definitely winning this game. I think the Jaguar game is going to be difficult for them as well. But in week 15 against the Cowboys, that's a win. I think they lose to the Chargers, followed up by a comeback win against the Patriots. And in week 18, they lose to the Dolphins to finish out the season 13-4 with James Cook and Leonard Floyd as their winners for the breakout candidates. Following that up, we have the New York Jets schedule. Now, the Jets, like I just said, beat Buffalo in week 1, followed up by another win against the Cowboys, a win against the Patriots, and yes, a win against the Kansas City Chiefs in what's going to be a tough matchup. They also follow that up with a win against the Broncos. Now, their next tough matchup is the Eagles at home, and I think the Eagles get the best of them. They lose to the Eagles, going into their bye week at a nice 5-1, coming out of the bye week winning 3 straight games against the Giants in the Battle of New Jersey, against the Chargers, and against the Raiders. And then they hit a wall when they lose to Buffalo in Buffalo after beating them early on in the season. Then they get matchups against Miami, Atlanta, and Houston, and I think they win all 3 of those games. Then they play Miami again. That's when they lose to Miami in Miami, followed up by wins against Washington and Cleveland, and finally ending the season on a loss to New England, putting their record at 12-5 with Mekhi Becton and Jermaine Johnson as the breakout candidates. Moving on to the Dolphins in their division. Miami starts the year out with a loss to the Chargers and a loss in Foxborough to the Patriots. They follow that up with a win against Denver, but a loss against the Bills. They come back with 2 straight wins against both New York and Carolina, but fall short to the Eagles in Philadelphia. They then get back right with wins over the Patriots yet again, and a win over the Chiefs. Yes, I think they beat the Chiefs. I think their offense is going to go on all cylinders against the Kansas City Chiefs, and I think their defense will be able to hold out just a little bit more than the Chiefs' defense will on them. Week 10 is their bye week. They come out with a win against the Raiders, but then they lose to the Jets in MetLife. Then they beat the Washington Commanders and the Titans in back-to-back games, but lose to the Jets. Then they go on a 3-game winning streak to end the season with wins against Dallas, Baltimore, and Buffalo to ride out their season at an 11-6 record with Durham Smythe and Jalen Phillips as their breakout candidates. Moving on to the last team in that division, the New England Patriots. Week 1, I think they lose to the Philadelphia Eagles, but bounce back with a win over the Dolphins. Then they lose 2 straight games to the New York Jets and the Dallas Cowboys, but bounce back right away with wins over the Saints and the Raiders. Followed up by those 2 wins, they lose 4 straight, going into their bye to the Bills, Dolphins, Commanders, and Colts. Coming out of their bye week, they continue the losing streak, losing games to the Giants, the Chargers, the Steelers, the Chiefs, the Broncos, and the Bills, but they do end the season on a win against the New York Jets, bringing their record to a 5-12 with Charles Owenahue and Christian Gonzalez as their breakout candidates. Let me know what you think about my predictions for the AFC East in the comments. And like always, if you enjoyed the video, drop a like, go check out the other videos, and I will see you guys next time.